All right, I guess I can't find my pocket knife, so it's the return of the Silas. What's up, guys? It's Drac, and this is a box. It's specifically an Amazon frustration-free eBay package, something along that line. So I don't know if I slept on this one or if I missed it, or maybe I'm right on time and it wasn't as widely publicized or announced. But given that I haven't played Halo 4 or 5, I wasn't as excited about this. However, I did like the new assault rifle so much. I think that this is a really good collaboration that Hasbro's been up to. The blasters tend to have been pretty good, and they're well designed, and they're sized correctly for Spartan-sized hands. So this is the Bulldog shotgun. I'm not entirely sure which game it appeared in. All I can tell you is that it isn't in any of the games that I've played. So this is the latest Halo collaboration on this side. It's this 12 gauge, 2.05 millimeters. It's got a faux select fire switch over here for full versus semi. It's got a knurling and grooves here for the grip. It's got a pump grip that is, of course, you know, all one piece for some reason. This is like a perfect example. And again, I'm not here to like just completely knock on this product. I actually think that this is one of the better offerings Hasbro's had in terms of its aesthetics. If they're going to go full tactical, go sci-fi tactical. This is just a perfect example about like any other brand. We used to call them third-party brands. Now they make better blasters. But Dartzone or Zuru would have made this a two-part grip. This would have been Picatinny down here so that you could use it as a pump grip, or it would have been a VFG attached to Picatinny. This is one-piece construction molding on here where it almost looks weird. It feels strange that it's not a two-part grip. And in fact, in a world where there's literally in-strike attachment rail on either side, this is a permanently construed grip thing. So you can't really hold it like this. I mean, I guess you could. If you have large enough webbing to kind of fit around, but realistically, they've mated you to a VFG and a VFG alone. The cylinder holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like 10 rounds. It appears like it'll drop in and out pretty comfortably. There's a notch on either side in the back here, a couple of indents so that the assembly should be oh so short, sweet, and simple to get over the lip and in. I might even be able to I think you're gonna have to force it down, unfortunately. Yep. So that spring is pretty strong, holding the cylinder in place, but once you're on, it kind of auto aligns. And now we're ratcheting through. Blaster has a like air restrictor built into the plunger. That's of course detinted as it is a revolver. You've got the same 10x12 gauge, 2.05 millimeter nomenclature on the cylinder, which is actually a nice touch. These are pop-up sights, which is one of the nicer features. These are actually some of the nicest pop-up sights I've seen in a rail. Plus we have this deco extending from the blaster itself, having the same holes and up through the rail itself. The stock is gonna be a little bit cramped, but honestly not that bad for like a CQB shotgun. Of course, if we pretend that we have full auto on this, surely it'll have slam fire, and it does. As for the darts that it comes with, I know that there are some dart collectors that still watch the channel. It looks like they're gonna come with the standard special edition Halo darts, which is to say, they're gonna be the elite darts in Master Chief green with the sort of white tips on them. That's just to match the blaster itself. We've talked about this pretty much ad nauseum on the channel. While we're gonna benchmark this with the elite darts it came with, these days there's so many cheaper, better dart options. And this might, due to the dart stems, this one isn't half-length compatible out of the box, but you could very easily find cheaper dart alternatives somewhere like Amazon or what have you. I mean, you could just buy better full-length darts in the form of waffle tips or what have you at your local Walmart or Target. But comfort, ergonomics, aesthetics all aside, I mean, it's a good-looking blaster based on a real steel design. It's gonna be comfortable. It's gonna look pretty decent. It's gonna be featureful. The only downside or upside, depending upon how cosplay specific you wanna get with this thing, is this is not an in-strike barrel lug, and this is of course not an in-strike attachment. Instead of that, you get something that's very true to the video game silhouette. Now, the blaster itself, ergonomically, again, pretty good. The only big gripe that I have is that, well, the gripe is the grip, and it should be a two-part construction. But other than that, it makes up for it with clever pop-up iron sights and just a really nice aesthetic. In terms of its performance, well, it's a relatively short stroke Springer-style revolver. which puts it kind of in the pseudo-primary category, although it would definitely be fine for HVZ play. The ability to scavenge and load the cylinder off the ground is nice. Trigger pull is crisp. Stock does slip a little on your shirt just because it is nicely beveled, which makes it comfortable, but it's also very small. Let's go ahead, let's take it downstairs, let's put it over the chronograph. Give you our final thoughts. All right, so we're out here with the old Bulldog. Let's put it over the chronograph, see what we're working with. 70, the exact average for an elite style blaster. 69, 65, 70, 62, 65. So it seems like we can expect mid-60s. No surprises there from a standard Springer. It's actually nice that it isn't a huge downgrade, given that, you know, it is a video game tie-in, and typically those tend to be lower performance. So it's nice that it's closer to the elite standard. Now, hitting things with elite darts is hard, but the target is pretty close. So maybe, just maybe, we'll get it, get some on target. Well, 1 out of 4 ain't bad. That's a pretty comprehensive look at this guy. I mean, I think that it's fairly priced if you're into either Halo or you, it's of a solid construction. There are certainly better Nerf blasters that'll hold 10 elite darts and fire them with pump action accuracy. There are way, way better non-elite darts if you just want full-length blaster, Springer style category stuff. I mean, I think that it's really hard to beat the Aeon Pro at $25 still. I'm actually kind of scared by how often I find myself saying that the Aeon Pro is $25. It does everything better. But for the Halo enthusiast, of which I am certainly one, although I'm not going to throw on my Mjolnir for you in this video, I think that this is a solid pickup. Part of it's that it's a fandom that I really, really appreciate, a video game that I have very fond memories of, but part of it is that it's just a well-designed, like, tactical space shotgun style blaster. And I think that it's, while it's not impressing me with its performance, it's not disappointing me either. So this is a solid, like, if you like the franchise, you could pick it up at retail. If you don't like the franchise, it's guaranteed to go on sale in advance of this upcoming holiday season, because they're going to need to make room for more, you know, other blasters. The one thing that I do want to point out that I think is kind of tight is, as I'm noticing here, this rail cuts in and out and in and out. I think that that's partially for the aesthetic of the blaster itself, but it actually seems really nice and kind of smart with the stops and things for getting accessories on and off. It could be convenient. As long as it's not real pick tinny anyway, why not get a little funky fantasy with it and make it a little more convenient, particularly for younger foam flingers. So I think that that's smart. I actually have nice things to say about this one, which is pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can pick one up at the link in the description box down below. Maybe it's an affiliate link. I have no idea if this one's on Amazon or not. Much love. Blast on, Drac out. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that review from Past Drac. We're over here in iPhone land, down in some mystery location, checking this thing out, talking about it. This is the revised prototype from Band Blasters. A lot of things have changed. It's now a Talon dedicated version in this prototype. Same flared magwell, still using the modular foregrip with pick penny rail up top. Interestingly enough, the back has been converted and now has a much different adaptation here. The 3D printing quality is just as good. I know that they're hoping to bring this to market in injection molding. We've got vents on the side, the world's cheapiest jam door up here. The pusher is, of course, all mechanical and now a single part. You no longer need the hex key. This is a easy to access, click in, click out. Jam door still using the runaway switch. Massive mag release over here and Talons only, but pretty solid. They've gotten their FPS up pretty high. They're still using that very unique cage setup with the board out. In this case, it's an all acetal barrel going down. Reminds me very much of the Nicest system. Apparently, with specific darts, this gets up to 200 FPS, which for a flywheeler is absolutely bonkers for something that's not using brushless motors. And then without that, using I guess these are the target darts, the diamond darts from Dart Zone, the accuracy is supposed to be fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and, my shorts are just the right height, apparently. We're gonna hone in on the Triforce shield over here and just see how that accuracy holds up. So. Wow, those went fast. So here's a couple of FPS darts, but felt like the one whirlybird aside, that magazine was pretty solid. We were all up on the Triforce for most of those shots. We're, you know, doing a generic testing thing, but these guys actually, the blaster was, according to them, so powerful that they got banned on Kickstarter. So now they're doing a fixed goal, which is to say that it's all or nothing over on Indiegogo. The goal is lofty, so I'll put a link in the description box down below. If you want to support them, they're finally in their crowdfunding phase. They're ready to go into production, and they're available on Indiegogo.com. I think that the pricing is very fair when you consider what you get. But again, with an all or nothing goal, they're going to have to reach that goal for you to get anything. That said, you don't get charged unless they reach that goal. But I want to fire off a couple of these. These are, of course, Mark III darts. And I just want to see if we fire for range, how much 200 FPS is going to get us in terms of angled shots. Well, every bit of 80 feet, 85, 90, probably. Definitely the most refined prototype I've seen going into Kickstarter, or in this case, Indiegogo crowdfunding. But definitely check them out. Huge thank you to them for letting me see the prototype just one more time so that I could shout it out on the channel. Really cool. Gonna send it back to them, and hopefully the next time I visit this concept, it'll be an injection molded production version. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely check out this project. It's certainly very promising. And much love, Blast on Drac out.